Gwen, please, I need another homemade Viagra. I need another potent natural sex boosting drink that I can have at home. I can share with my husband, my wife. I can share with my friends. In fact, we guys can hang out and have this, and we ladies can just be chilling at home and we have this. In fact, I just want something that, you know, I can take, my children can take, and even though it has sexual health benefits, it's also going to benefit my overall health. And so I did the research, and here I am. Today's recipe is going to be la crème de la crème. If you're a returning subscriber, remember, I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for your love, for your feedback, for your comments, negative and positive. Thank you for making me a better person. And if you just hopped on this channel and on this video, remember, I love you too. Please smash that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell and join this favored family, this anointed family, this loved family. And I tell you, greatness is next. Let's roll it. This drink contains watermelon, beetroot, and carrots. And ginger is optional. That's because ginger gives that amazing feeling in the mouth, and it has great benefits when it comes to reproductive health. Remember, it also helps with digestion. And these are just some functions I'm giving to you. Now, before we dive into the recipe in a whole, I would like to give you a short summary of the sexual health benefits of each of these products, and I'll tell you how to take this homemade sex booster. Now, you can take this drink in the morning and in the evenings. Now, if you're diabetic and you have real problems with your blood sugar, I advise you not to take this, because watermelon has sugars in them, has natural sugars in them, So it's best you select the other recipes that are on this channel that are good for those, or for you who has diabetes. I've got a lot of recipes that would help people from different walks of life or with different health complications. Now, you can have this drink in the mornings and in the evenings with no issues. You can take this to work. Now, my advice to people who take my recipes is, don't take a recipe for 365 days a year. You can take one recipe and you take it for like 2-3 months, and then you stop and you change the recipe, you know. But if you have a health complication, you're diabetic, you have high blood pressure, please just stick to what I have given you in those videos, because you don't have a lot of options. And if you have gastric ulcer, peptic ulcers, please stay away from the gingers. So, number one, let's start with beetroot. Beetroot has anti-inflammatory properties. That means that it will reduce the inflammation if you have a prostate enlargement, ovary enlargement. It will reduce the inflammation of every form of maybe growth or polyp that you have in your body. And not only that, if your blood vessels are inflamed, or your nerves are inflamed because of, let me say, your high blood pressure, you're diabetic, you have other forms of health complications, or let's say you have ulcers, it's going to reduce the inflammation. And remember that when your prostate is enlarged, or your ovaries are enlarged, or you have any form of inflammation in your body, or in your uterus, or around your testes, if your testes are swollen, this is going to help reduce that swelling. Number two is that it contains a high amount of nitrates, which are later converted into nitrite and nitric oxide. That is amazing for your heart health. Not only that, blood flows towards your heart, towards your brain, towards your genitals. You have great clitoral erections, nipple erections, penile erections. And not only that, you know, your sex hormones are at the right levels. You have great orgasm. You can maintain erections, get erections and maintain them. You have a shorter refractory period, great orgasms, multiple orgasms if you wish. You just need to be consistent as you're taking it. And remember to speak with your doctor before you take this, because some people have allergies or some people are taking some form of medication that may interact with some of the components in beetroot. So it's very important that you speak to your doctor if you are a patient. Now, the next is watermelon. Watermelon contains citrulline, and citrulline is amazing with inflammation. It will reduce the inflammation that is on swollen nerves, swollen blood vessels that you may have had in your body. Maybe you had an injury, maybe you have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, maybe you have a health complication, and this is going to help blood to flow easily towards your genitals, and it's going to be easy for you to get erections and maintain erections. And number 2, for watermelon, it helps your body be sensitive. In fact, watermelon is the #1 sex boosting fruit all around the world. The next point, citrulline is later converted into arginine in the body, and this helps the blood vessels. That means if they are inflamed. So it's going to help. And this is the same thing that Viagra, pharmaceutical Viagra does. So your #1 Viagra should be watermelon. And that's going to help increase libido and increase sex drive. The next point is it increases energy levels. Your energy levels are going to be great. Gonna be great, and it's good for those who don't like sweet things. This recipe will be amazing for those who don't like sweet things. It's natural and it's potent, very potent. Watermelon contains citrulline and lycopene. That is amazing for blood circulation. You're going to have a good heart health, so if you have high blood pressure, this is great for you. Watermelon is great for you. If you have any form of inflamed blood vessels or nerves in your body, it's going to reduce that inflammation and imagine the blood flow towards your genitals, towards your nipples, and towards your sexual areas. The next point is carrots. Carrots are amazing for sexual health. I'm telling you, they contain a lot of nitrates as well, and they're going to help you with good blood flow, good heart health. Not only that, great skin, and you're going to have great energy levels. You're going to develop great stamina. Now, the last on our list is ginger. Ginger contains gingerol and zenderol that reduce oxidative stress caused by poor dieting, alcohol, caffeine, pollution. In fact, this oxidative stress that were meant to damage certain organs in the body or reduce the immune function of certain organs in our body, this is what ginger is going to do. So if you have any form of toxins in your body, because ginger is very good with cleansing as well, with detox as well, just like raw garlic, it's going to help you real well. It's going to help cleanse you, and it's going to help get your body in the right functions. So what is the recipe? You will need 2 beetroots, and remember, you wash your beetroot and you peel the back. You peel the covering of it. You peel off the skin. You will need 2 carrots, and you will need to wash the carrots and then take out the skin. And you will need half watermelon. Remember, you're using watermelon with its seeds because its seeds are very important, very good for the body, very good. Remember that you also need the whitish part of the watermelon, but you will need to throw the greenish parts, especially if you don't know if pesticides have been used or chemicals have been used to grow or nurture the watermelon. And you will need a piece of ginger. Yes, you will need a piece of ginger. So what are you going to do? You're going to measure out these ingredients, and then you're going to need about 200 mils of water. Remember that not all watermelons are very juicy or are very watery or have a high content of watermelon. Some species of watermelon have a smaller water content, while some species have a larger content. So you will need about 200 mils of water. You're going to chop these ingredients and put it in the blender. I know some people will be asking, Gwen, is everything about your drinks blenders? You know, blending is good. It's good because it really helps. You put some water there. And remember that when you blend and then you strain, you can put these chaffs, the pulps, back into the blender and blend again, and then you strain. But this is why I prefer blenders. Some people will prefer juicers, where the juice can just be extracted immediately. The juice can be extracted immediately. But I'm telling you, I will prefer blenders because when you have blended ginger, for example, you will still see the fiber of the ginger. Then you know that fiber still tastes and still contains some. So what I'm trying to do is I want us to extract everything. This is why I chose blending more than juicers, and not everybody can afford a juicer or a juice extractor. So this is why blenders are being used. This is why I'm using blenders more, because blenders are easy, are cheaper, are affordable. And remember, I choose the best, potent and natural. So when you measure this, you blend this, you strain, you can put back the chives in the blender, and then you add your next 100 mils in it. Remember that when you use your first 100 mils to blend the ingredient, you strain it out, and then you put the chives back in the blender, you pour the next 100 mils in it, and then you blend, and then you strain. Now you sift it using a sieve. You use a sieve, you drain it out, and then you chill. You can refrigerate. In fact, you can make this in large quantities that you can stock them in your freezer, so you always have them available. You can come back from home and have them. You can have them before bedtime. It wouldn't disturb you. But if you are gastric patient, gastric ulcers, please stay away from ginger. It may not be really good for you. So thank you for joining me in today's class. I remain your seasoned medical professional, Gwendolyn Halle.